fascist world leaders love evil religious nutters and their divisive voodoo rubbish. In Iraq, crazy gun-toting murderers rampage in Baghdad, and they're the good guys. In the UK, sacked football managers and a missing child maintain mass ignorance. Hello, filthy collaborators. Welcome to the FKN Newz. I'm poorly prepared. Here are tonight's headlines. There is growing consensus tonight amongst the military-backed, consumer-funded fascists who rule over us all without too much trouble that religion is okay. It's fine, and there's no need to dispel its unnecessary influence. From rabid Zionism in the nuclear-armed Israel, fanatical Islam in the nuclear-armed Pakistan, in the fundamental creationist nuclear-armed America, in the giant pantheistic nuclear-armed India, everything is fucking great. Even though there's no proof of the existence of anything outside the laws of physics, or life after death, or divine intervention of any kind whatsoever. These mumbo-jumbo, hocus-pocus belief systems pervade the culture of society and control the sheep like masses. Against this backdrop of lunacy and delusion, not one of the world's major powers has ever espoused a secular point of view in regard to the madness and obvious fraud of organized religion. Imagine the scene in the White House if a sane, rational president stepped up to the podium. People of the world, it's the 21st century. Science and reason have conquered ignorance and superstition. We can now live without the mind fuck that is divine religion. And I call upon all governments of the world's people to excise religion from their affairs of state and remove religious believers from positions of responsibilification for the good of us all before it is too late. Believing in magical beings from another dimension has not been good for world peace nor the advancement of civilization, sir. Jews, Christians, and Muslims abound in governments of the most dangerous military powers on earth. Many convinced that paradise awaits may be happy to kill themselves, destroy the planet, or murder in the name of God. We can now no longer allow this dangerous state of affairs to continue. Believers in fairy flies, goblination, and Santa Claus are harmless enough. But would we give them a homeland? Allow them to demand special treatment or exemption from taxes? No fucking way. What if one day the voice of God inside the head of, say, the Israeli government said, "Kill, kill, kill, evil entities must be destroyed," or at least starved to death slowly in front of the world's media, so that we can have a nice place to mumble our voodoo nonsense and bring our children up ignorant, superstitious fascists who believe their God above all is the one true irrational supernatural delusion, eh? What if lying, deceitful, corrupt motherfuckers rose to power inside these great religions and manipulated their vast flocks to give them money, power, land, and a good blowjob? What if they knew all along there was no God and continued to peddle their medieval voodoo rubbish, setting people against one another and distracting them from slavery, exploitation, and the lobsters up their bums? I put it to you, people of the world, the sane, reasoned thinkers, the ones who believe in evidence, facts, reasonable probability, and telescopes. Demand, in the name of peace, freedom, and intelligence, that your government separate itself from these crazy people before you find yourself bending over and praying for lubrication. Thank you. In a totally related story, 11 people were machine-gunned to death in a marketplace in Baghdad today by members of the Blackwater Mercenary Force. Blackwater, a private security firm, are solely responsible for the protection of US diplomats and government officials. These armed guards were granted immunity from prosecution under Iraqi law under an agreement dating from 2003. They are private contractors with legal immunity beyond the reach of Iraqi legislation, completely above the law. Former UK Special Representative to Iraq, Sir Jeremy Greenstock, Your Majesty, says, "There is a legal basis for this immunity. It is something that has a precedent, and it is probably necessary to attract and employ the right form of security guard." A member of Blackwater who has served in Iraq did not give this exclusive interview to FKN Newz. "You see, it's our job to die for, and instead of those slimy empire-building bureaucrats, the cowardly pen-pushing, fascist, money-grubbing, self-serving, pasty-faced corporate whores who started this war, hoo-ha! So, we want to be really well paid, and we don't want any moaning about the innocent people we kill in the line of earning our money. You know, knowing that you could die at any moment in a fake war built on lies about weapons of mass destruction that weren't there, and more lies about fake terrorism that never existed for the aforementioned slimy fucks, makes you kinda edgy. So, to be on the safe side, we just kill anybody we don't like the look of on sight. That's why we need immunity from prosecution, you see? We don't care who we kill, so we're bound to murder some innocent people. When told of the incident with Blackwater, President Bush did not say, "I'm saddened by Iraqi claims that these people should be prosecuted. What's a few more dead Iraqi civilians compared to the safety of our civil service as they rape and pillage your country? It's time the Iraqi people faced up to the truth. We don't give a shit about you, so shut the fuck up or we'll kill you and your children." Now, I would like to say something plausible about protecting innocent people and spreading peace and freedom, but it would stick in my throat, so I won't. In the UK, sacking of football manager and the saga of a missing middle-class child and other irrelevant distractions from reality continue to obliterate meaningful news coverage of the mass enslavement of humanity and the extinction of other life on Earth. So successful has the stupefying and dumbing of the masses been, no one questions the concept of a housing ladder, the profound corruption of our economy, the underpinning of our wealth on Chinese tyranny, the slavery of landless peasants to a few wealthy families who own everything. The great bulk of people submit blindly to the idea of paying for their life on Earth, knuckle under to the concept of unelected peers passing laws they live by, smile ignorantly at the pomp of a monarchy that killed its way to power and dispossessed the nation of its common lands. Yes, no story of commercial interest or vapid celebrity nonsense goes unreported. Overhyped mini-dramas of individual tragedy churn endlessly across the news of a nation as global economic fascism and a capitalist empire enforces swinging economic treaties, props up unelected dictatorships and fucks us over for a buck. But who cares about that when football teams are changing managers and Elvis is still dead? Thanks, and now the weather. The North Polar ice cap has melted so much the fabled Northwest Passage is now a reality for much of the year. This will enable ships to collect worthless plastic shit from China for us to consume and shit out in much less time, thus hastening the pollution of our planet and increasing the exploitation of the economic slaves who make the shit in the first place. Have a nice weekend.